Have you ever felt as if life suddenly pauses, almost as if the universe is holding its breath, waiting for you to notice something? This is one of those moments. Right now, you are being invited to hear a message that could change the trajectory of your life. It is not coincidence that you have found these words. You may think you clicked on this video by chance, but in the unseen dimension, there are no accidents. You were led here for a reason. The truth is, something you've been needing, something long awaited, is already moving toward you. But there are also unseen forces determined to keep it from reaching your hands. That is why this message is urgent. It is not simply a gentle reminder, but a wake-up call for your spirit. After this moment, your life can begin to shift in ways you have not imagined. The question is, will you listen closely? Will you stay open? And will you recognize the significance of what is being spoken into your life today? Because the next words you hear are meant to unlock blessings you have been searching for all along. The invisible struggle around you. If you look beyond the surface of daily life, you will sense it, a conflict taking place in the invisible realm. It's not about politics, money, or careers alone. It's deeper. Right now, there is a struggle over your peace of mind, over the resources you need, and over the direction of your future. That is why you sometimes feel drained, confused, or as if progress is always slipping just beyond reach. There is a voice of opposition that whispers lies into your thoughts. It tries to convince you that your best years are already behind you, that the joy you're longing for will never arrive, that the people you care about will never experience abundance or healing. This voice is subtle but persistent. It makes you second-guess yourself, doubt your worth, and question the promises spoken over your life. But here is the truth. That resistance exists precisely because you are on the edge of something significant. The very fact that your peace and direction are under attack is proof that you carry something of value, something that the darkness fears. Divine intervention is already in motion. In the midst of this hidden struggle, know this: intervention has already begun. You are not abandoned. A greater hand has stepped into your situation, and the course of events is being redirected even as you listen. Major shifts in life never happen without signals. Before every new beginning, a word is sent ahead to prepare your heart. This is that word for you. What was promised long ago, resources, opportunities, healing, restoration, has already been set in motion. It is not wishful thinking, it is reality in progress. But just as something is moving toward you, the opposing force has noticed it too, and is trying to block its arrival. That is why you may feel sudden resistance or pressure in areas of your life that matter most. Yet, hidden resources are beginning to reveal themselves. Doors you couldn't see before are about to open. People you didn't expect may step into your path. The unseen world has shifted, and now it is spilling into your reality. This is the signal. Something long delayed is finally on its way. Signs before the blessing, and a call to stand firm. Have you felt a strange uneasiness lately? A restless stirring deep within you, as if something is about to happen? That is not random. It is a sign. Often just before a great blessing breaks into your life, resistance grows stronger. It's like the last push of a storm before the skies finally clear. The opposition hopes you will give up right before things turn around. It wants you to believe it's pointless to keep hoping, that it's easier to quit than to hold on. But hear this, stand firm. Do not step back now. You are closer than you think. When the ground beneath you feels most unstable, it is often because a new foundation is being laid. When the pressure is greatest, it means the breakthrough is near. And the very struggle you are facing is proof that something larger is being prepared for you. So instead of shrinking back, choose to steady yourself. This is not the time to retreat. It is the time to anchor your faith and endure. What the opposition targets in you. Understand this, the resistance against you is not random. It is strategic. It aims at the things that matter most, your resources, your inner peace, your expectations for the future, and even your ability to help others. Have you noticed unexpected expenses, delays in what was promised, or doors that seem to close just when you were ready to step through them? That's not mere coincidence. These blockages are part of a larger struggle designed to discourage you. The opposition also works by planting subtle lies in your mind. Thoughts like, "You're too old to change," "Nothing special will ever happen for you," "God favors others, not you." These are not truths. They are deceptions crafted to limit your vision. The more you believe them, the smaller your world becomes. But here's the irony. The very reason these lies come against you is because the enemy knows the truth about your potential. He sees the danger you pose if you step fully into your purpose. He knows that if abundance flows to you, you will not hoard it. You will use it to break old cycles, to uplift others, and to create change. The power to receive is already within you. Despite the obstacles, there is a reality you must not forget. The capacity to receive abundance has always been inside you. It was not lost with age, nor erased by past mistakes. It remains, waiting to be awakened. Perhaps you have doubted this, thinking too much time has passed or too many opportunities slipped away. But none of that has diminished what was placed within you from the beginning. This moment is not about proving yourself worthy. It is about recognizing what has been planted in you all along. The ability to welcome blessing, to embrace new provision, to live from a place of fullness. It's already there. And this message is a reminder to stir it awake. But awakening requires your agreement. Words hold power, and sometimes the most powerful shift begins with the simplest declaration. Speak it aloud, "I trust," "I welcome," "I am prepared." As you say these words, you are not just repeating sentences, you are activating the readiness within your spirit. You are signaling to the unseen world that you are open and aligned for what is coming, declaring change and opening the flow. Something extraordinary happens when trust is declared. The atmosphere around you begins to change. Circumstances that seemed immovable start to shift. Fear loosens its grip, and the sense of living in lack starts to dissolve. With every word of faith, you're stepping out of survival mode and into a reality of provision. Imagine a door swinging open, one that no opposition can shut. That is what trust does. It opens the passage for resources, opportunities, and divine favor to reach you. This is not about random luck. It is not about being in the right place at the right time. It is about entering an appointed moment, a season set aside specifically for you. Right now, what is meant for you is already traveling in your direction. The question is not whether it exists. The question is, will you receive it? Will you believe that abundance is not only possible, but intended for you? This is the appointed time, and your response will determine how much of it you experience. So declare boldly, with confidence, "I am ready for the change that is here." Comfort for the waiting and the near reward. If you have ever cried in silence, wondering whether anyone noticed the weight you carry, hear this. None of it was missed. Every whispered prayer, every sleepless night, every brave smile you put on when quitting would have been easier, it was all seen. You stood your ground when retreat promised short-term relief. You kept showing up when the outcome was uncertain. That faithfulness matters. It has been shaping you, maturing you, making space inside you to hold what is coming. Now the season shifts from hidden endurance to visible honor. The reward is not a vague idea. It is close enough to touch. Yet, not everyone will recognize it. Some will shrug and call it coincidence. Others will dismiss this message and move on. But those who lean in, who choose to believe and then act, will witness what others only imagine. Your waiting was not wasted. It refined your motives and clarified your purpose so that when blessing arrives, it won't break you, it will build you. Take a breath. Let hope rise again. The same grace that carried you through scarcity is the grace that ushers you into overflow. You are nearer than your feelings suggest. Stay awake. Stay willing. How to receive? Trust now, act now. There is a way to step into what has been prepared for you, and it is simpler than you think. Trust and immediate obedience. Not trust someday, trust now. Not obedience when every variable is certain. Obedience to the next clear nudge you've already been given. Delay is the quiet saboteur of destiny. Hesitation feels safe, but drains momentum and dims sensitivity to guidance. Right now, you are being watched, not with suspicion, but with expectation. How you respond in this moment matters. When you honor the invitation before you, the channel widens. Favor multiplies. Doors that were stubborn begin to move. Picture a reservoir behind a gate. Your trust is the lever. Pull it, and the flow accelerates. Keep it jammed with doubt, and the pressure only builds anxiety. So ask yourself, what is the one step I have been postponing? A phone call, an application, a conversation, a gift, an apology, a commitment? Do that. Show that your faith has feet. Say aloud, I agree with what is unfolding. I will not miss my time. Then move. Provision meets motion. Clarity follows commitment. And the overflow you cannot manufacture will start to find you, measure by measure, until it feels like too much to contain. Reading the signs of nearness. When a breakthrough approaches, the atmosphere around your life often grows noisy. Small things break. Old tensions resurface. Unexpected bills appear. Misunderstandings flare without clear cause. Do not read these as doom. Read them as pressure waves before the arrival. Opposition rattles what it fears. Alongside turbulence, there are gentler signals. You may dream of receiving gifts or finding keys, images of access and permission. You may see pathways open in your imagination or walk through rooms full of light, pictures of guidance and favor. You may sense a chase in your sleep, not to terrify you, but to reveal how close you are to outrunning what once held you. Each image carries meaning. The gift points to new access, the upward movement to promotion, the light to a covering of grace. You might also feel unusual unease, a holy restlessness nudging you to pay attention. It's the soul's way of saying something is shifting. Be alert. Track these patterns without superstition or fear. They are not random. They are invitations to alignment. Ask, what are these signs preparing me to do? Then keep your heart soft, your calendar flexible, and your words steady. The presence that signals blessing does not arrive to entertain you. It arrives to escort you forward. What to do when you notice a sign? When a sign lands in your path, stop and acknowledge it. Whisper, I accept this message. Simple words, but they mark your awareness and open your posture to receive more. Then write it down. Journal the dream, the pattern, the conversation, the sudden inner nudge. Memory fades. Records train your attention. Over time, you'll see threads connecting, how a detail from last month becomes the key to today's decision. Next, declare readiness. Say it out loud. There is power in spoken alignment. What you empower with your words, you are more likely to experience with your life. If the sign pointed to generosity, give. If it pointed to reconciliation, reach out. If it pointed to courage, apply, pitch, or begin. Action seals awareness. Finally, protect the atmosphere of your heart. Reduce the noise that competes with discernment. Choose language that matches the future you are walking toward, not the fear you are leaving behind. Tell a trusted friend so they can hold you accountable to act, not merely admire the sign. Remember, signals are not trophies, they are trail markers. Honor them and you will notice more. Neglect them and they fade into the background, blended back into coincidence. 5 obstacles you must remove. 1. Old hurts and quiet resentment. Grievances grip the hand that should be open. Forgiveness is not denial. It is releasing the weight that makes receiving impossible. Affirm, I forgive. I release. My hands are open. 2. Limiting beliefs and self-negating words. Phrases like, there's never enough for me, build inner walls. Dismantle them deliberately. Affirm, I release all spoken limitations. I open to divine provision. 3. Draining influences and misaligned relationships. Not all companions are meant for every season. Ask for clarity on who should not travel with you into the new. Distance without contempt. Guard your atmosphere, for fear of receiving greatly. Some avoid abundance to stay acceptable in the eyes of scarcity. Remember, resources in wise hands heal stories. Affirm, I am not afraid of provision. I will steward well. 5. Hesitation and missed prompts. Clarity often meets movement. Delayed obedience is quiet disobedience. Affirm, I choose to follow God's leading without delay. Removing these is not punishment, it is preparation. Clearing the path is how you prove you are ready to hold what you've asked for, without dropping it, without shrinking from it, and without letting it drift past your door. The inner readiness season. This is the season of interior order, letting go, simplifying, and strengthening the core. You are not behind, you are being readied. Remember how you were sustained in lean times, the peace that steadied your breath, the strength that arrived when you were spent, the shelter you didn't know you'd need until the storm came. That same presence is here, not only to help you endure, but to lead you into overflow. Understand the source. Your supply is not capped by income, markets, or favor from gatekeepers. It draws from an inexhaustible treasury. That is why scarcity cannot dictate your vision anymore. What looked like delay was not neglect, it was formation. Trust had to deepen until it no longer depended on visible proof. Patience had to mature so that abundance would not distort your heart. Provision, when it comes, will be precise. Right thing, right measure, right time. It will address real needs rather than inflate appearances. Let this knowledge settle you. Rehearse the truth. I am sustained. I am guided. I am being prepared for more. Order your space, guard your focus, and allow quiet to do its work. Inner structure precedes outer growth, the promise that cannot fail. There are promises that do not evaporate under pressure. They do not wilt under time. They do not bow to circumstance. The pattern is ancient, a vow made to a wanderer named Abraham that blessing would rest on him and through him bless others. That same pattern of favor stands open to you now, not as nostalgia, but as template. What grants you passage into it? Not perfect performance, but trust. Trust when evidence is thin. Trust when headlines disagree. Trust when your emotions argue the opposite. Faith is not pretending the mountain is small. It is deciding the mountain is not final. Say it plainly, what has been spoken over my life will not fail. This does not mean you will never feel uncertainty. It means uncertainty is no longer the ruler of your choices. You align your words with the future being built. You let peace determine your pace. You keep sowing where you are led, knowing harvest has its appointed hour. Your story is not a loop of almosts. It is a pilgrimage of promises kept, one step, one yes, one open door at a time. Hold your ground. The unfailing word is already in motion. The sent presence and how it signals you forward. There are moments when help does not merely whisper, it arrives. A real, sent presence draws near, carrying promise, guidance, and connections that lift you from scarcity into sufficiency. You don't have to force it, you learn to recognize it. Often, just before forward motion, life feels strangely rattled. Schedules tangle, minor things break, small conflicts flare. That tremor isn't proof you're failing. It's proof something is approaching that resistance wishes to derail. Other signals are gentler and luminous. In dreams or quiet reflection, you may see keys, corridors, or wide, sunlit rooms. Keys speak of access, corridors of next steps, light of favor and safe passage. Sometimes the numbering of signs feels odd, like a skipped third, as if the message wants your heart engaged more than your checklist. And then there's the sudden urge to give or release, generosity that comes from peace, not pressure. That impulse isn't loss, it's how flow makes room to expand. Do not delay when these indicators surface. This presence is purposeful and time-bound. It doesn't come to validate your worth. It comes to escort you into the assignment waiting on the other side of fear. Acknowledge it. Align with it. Move with it. Your clear call to act today. Write down what lives in your heart. Name the longing, the decision, the step. Unwritten clarity decays into noise. Written clarity becomes direction. Then say it aloud. I agree with this moment. I am ready. Not as performance, but as alignment. Your words are permission slips your future uses to find you. Now act. Make the call. Send the note. Apply. Apologize. Start. Give. The point is not spectacle. It's obedience to the next honest instruction you already have. Watch what follows obedience. Strain lowers. Doors you couldn't jiggle open ease forward. The right names pop into your messages. Help seems to arrive accidentally, and a long missing piece returns to the room of your soul. Action doesn't earn grace, it partners with it. You are not trying to impress heaven, you are moving with it. Think of current turning a paddle wheel. Motion converts presence into progress. If you wait for perfect certainty, you'll miss living proof. Courage does not delete uncertainty. It chooses which voice gets the microphone. Today, let readiness speak louder than fear. Let small faithful steps become the pathway miracle uses to reach you. Release to receive. 5 let-go decisions. 1 limited self-story. Retire the script that says, this is just my lot. Close that chapter. Affirm, I remove all constraints. I am prepared for fullness. 2. Stored pain and quiet bitterness. Wounds are real. Chains are optional. Forgiveness is your jailbreak, not their vindication. Affirm, I let go of all pain. Nothing will obstruct my blessings. 3. Heavy atmospheres and misaligned ties. Love people, curate proximity. Some voices cannot be your steering wheel. Ask for wisdom about who travels into this new season. 4. Fear of abundance. You weren't built to apologize for overflow. You were built to steward it. Provision in surrendered hands heals families and futures. Affirm, I am not afraid of provision. I will manage it well. 5. Hesitation when prompted. Delay is a leak in destiny. Clarity often appears after movement, not before it. Affirm, I choose to follow God's leading without delay. Releasing isn't losing, it is trading cramped rooms for a larger house. It frees your grip so what belongs to you can finally land. Let go, so fullness has somewhere to sit. Keep the river wide, gratitude plus trust. Gratitude is not a courtesy, it is spiritual architecture. It builds additions onto your life where more can dwell. Thank ahead of time, before the check clears, before the door opens, before the call back arrives. My God, I thank you for what you are bringing now. That is not denial, that is alignment. Gratitude prepares the runway. Trust lands the plane. Trust refuses to worship evidence. It speaks as if the release has already happened. Provision is in motion. Understanding is approved. The debt is dismantled. The opportunity is secured. That posture doesn't bully outcomes, it invites strength. Practice the daily pattern. Wake up saying thanks for what is approaching. Speak trust out loud, let your room hear it. Invest where you believe, time, attention, generosity. Belief that never leaves the couch is only agreement, not faith. When good arrives, testify. Gratitude repeated keeps doors revolving. If you wonder why momentum once faded, check the gratitude trail. Honor sustains connection. Keep the river wide, thankfulness as its banks, trust as its current, so what begins as a trickle can become your new normal, steady, generous flow. The warning about forgetfulness. Many receive and then grow quiet. They chalk the goodness up to luck, timing, or their grind. The connection thins. Future waves arrive to a closed harbor. This is not punishment, it is a principle. Honor maintains alignment. When you forget to say thank you out loud to God, to people, your life loses the echo that invites encore. Decide now, I will not be casual with goodness. I will not let all expire in my chest. Practice swift gratitude. Name the help, bless the giver, and steward the story. Write it down. Tell a friend. Mark the date. Thanksgiving turns moments into memorials. Memorials become maps when the next stretch feels foggy. And pair gratitude with action. Move your feet in the direction of what you've praised. Manage the gift well. Share the benefit. Sow from the increase. Faith that only claps but never builds wastes momentum. Let your thanks have legs. Let your honor shape habits. In doing so, you keep the circuits live, ready for the next bright arrival, and the next, until your life sounds like a chorus of remembered mercies. Readiness now and the next 3 days. The unseen is watching for your response. Opportunity does not wait forever on an undecided heart. Readiness looks like this. Hopeful expectation in your words, order in your space, calm in your emotions, hands open instead of clenched. Clean a drawer. Clear your calendar's clutter. Delete the old apology you keep living under. Make room in literal places and inner places. Mark the next 3 days. Treat them as a hinge. Speak life over what concerns you. Do the unglamorous tasks that signal faith. Prep the portfolio. Tidy the workspace. Draft the email. Set the budget. When you act as if, you are not pretending. You are aligning with a promise already in transit. Let your confession lead. I am favored. I am selected. I am ready. Meet interruptions with composure. Let setbacks become proof of motion, not evidence of doom. If an unexpected chance knocks, answer. If silence sits, keep preparing. Either way, readiness is never wasted. It trains your life to be a landing zone. When timing and preparation finally intersect, what looks sudden to others will feel right on time to you. The final declaration and your yes. This is where listening becomes legacy. Stand where you are and say it clearly. This is my moment. I am prepared. I welcome everything intended for me. Let those words settle into your bones. Let them be the line in the sand between almost and arrival. You will remember this day, not because sentences are magic, but because belief moved you to act. Share the hope you've received. Someone close to you is searching for the door you just found. If your heart is stirred to give gratitude expressed through generosity. often opens corridors you didn't know existed. Whether you give or not, what determines the future is the trust you carry and the steps you take. From here on, live as the prepared, keep your atmosphere light, your records clear, your words aligned, your hands open. Let what you welcome flow through you, not merely